Well, sister, last week we were climbing the corporate ladder at Primrose Corporation with the cutie patootie Michael J. Fox.
He was the saving grace of that movie.
He was the saving grace of that movie for sure.
Well,
I was going to tell you, I've had several people tell me that they loved that movie. And I was like, well, I thought I loved it.
See, that's
the thing.
This is why we're here to do the Lord's work. We're watching it for you because we felt the same way. Oh,
That's
loved that Secret of My Success.
Yes.
We watched it and we were like,
that's right.
We've had a couple like that.
Yes, we have.
Where we're like, oh my gosh, I loved this so much. And then you watch it and you're like, and that's honestly, it's so funny because when I tell people how we got started doing this, that is really and truly what initially clicked in my brain of like, why? Because before Real Fans, before we started saying like turning into a podcast, I just wanted to rewatch 80s movies to like reflect on how I thought about them then versus now when I rewatch them, how were they really that good? And it's interesting when we do hit those every now and then that we're like, that's a lot different than what I thought it was in 1988.
That's right. That's right.
But as we still say, even with those that we don't love as much, they don't make them like they used to.
Absolutely. Absolutely. They still don't make them like they used to. I mean, if I could go see some of the movies in theaters right now or sit through Secret of My Success at a theater, I would choose
Secret of My Success.
Yeah.
Oh, 1,000 times over.
Yeah.
For sure. Well, this week we're stepping into the world of undercover journalism, aliases, and one very unusual job offer.
Yes, we are Real Fans. Let's just say that journalism has never looked like this. Let's rewind to Fletch.
I'm Amanda.
And I'm Missy. And this is Real Sisters Rewind.
Join us as we go back to the 80s.
Hey, Real Fans. Welcome back to Real Sisters Rewind, the podcast where we, two sisters who love great movies, come each week and we talk about them and we decide if they live up to as good as we thought they were in the 80s.
That's right. If you're new here, we are so glad you found us. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And if you've been with us for a while, you already know we love a good rewind.
We do. The podcast is for movie lovers who wish, as you said earlier, sister, that the films were as good now as they were back then, because they're just not.
They're just not. And if you're enjoying the show, please take a second to subscribe, leave us a 5-star rating, and write a review. And I have to say here, I am a podcast listener, sister. You know, I listen to podcasts all day. I listen to them all the time.
Do you listen to my other podcast?
Sometimes I do. A lot of mine are true crime though. I would just want to say this. Sometimes I feel when I'm listening to them, this is so funny, that it's kind of annoying at the beginning because everybody's always like, please like and subscribe, please, but here's the deal. It really, I know you, if you listen to podcasts, you hear them say it really makes a difference. It really matters. It really does.
Yeah.
So even if you're like, just leave the review, leave our 5-star review. And it really helps if you hit the subscribe button.
Yeah, you're right.
It helps people find us.
If you're listening to us even talk about it, thank you, because I usually
skip on through it.
Yeah. But if you do that for us, we'll send you a Real Sisters sticker.
That's right. Thank you so much.
All right, Real Fans, let's rewind back to 1985.
Oh, it's such a good year. That's such a good year.
Fletch was released on May 31st, 1985.
Just in time for summer.
That's right.
Summertime. So you were 16 and I was 8. Did you graduate though in 86?
Yeah.
You graduated when you were 17
I
because you didn't
graduated
turn.
when I was
That's right.
17. Yeah.
That's right. I always
That's right.
forget you're such a youngster.
I was so
Um,
young.
and I was 8. Definitely did not see this in the theater. I actually did not see this until you were married to Chris Washam, and he like made me watch it one time on one of the like visits when I came to
Oh,
your house.
really?
Yeah.
Oh, really? Yeah, I did see it in the theater. I don't remember any big spectacular stories about it, but I do remember, I think I actually was one of these, went multiple times to see it because it
I
was so funny to me.
It is funny. Now, I have a question. I may need to just look real quick. Do we know where this is in the timeline of Chevy Chase? Like, had he already done this? Was before vacation
It
or
was
like,
before vacation. It
or
was
before
really
Christmas
right
vacation for sure.
out of his Saturday Night Live. He had left Saturday Night Live, and this was one of the things that really solidified his career
Okay.
as he
I'll talk
left.
about it a little bit. Three Amigos was right after this because he was a little bit different to me in this movie
Uh-huh.
than other. Because a lot of times I feel like when I watch Chevy Chase, he's always funny to me, but he's always like the same sort of.
Right.
But there was a little bit of a difference to
It
me.
was a little bit to me, and of course we'll get into it, but it was a little bit more of a laid back vibe.
I was
Did
just
you
about
have that too?
the whole time I was thinking he's so calm. Like
Yeah.
he was calm. Like it was everything was just a little bit more like um low key.
Yeah. It's so funny
Just
because I had that same thought.
and I
All right.
loved it. It was still just as funny. So
Yeah. Well, let's jump into our pop culture spotlight, sister.
yes. Let's look at what was happening when this movie hit theaters in 1985. What about the music? There was some jams in 1985.
There were, but as I looked at this, a lot of this music wasn't my music. I don't know, but the
Oh my gosh,
number
yeah.
one song on May 31st, right after the movie came out, was Everything She Wants by Wham. Now, I actually had intended to go watch the video and listen to a little bit of this because I don't think I remember that song. I can't get Careless Whispers out of my head.
I think it's that do what do do is like the beginning of it.
I'm sorry, real fans, on behalf of my sister.
That's all I wanted. Someone special, something secret. That
Oh,
song,
yeah. Yeah,
right?
I
Isn't
think you're
that
right. I
it?
think you're right.
Okay, well, you come here for the facts, real fans.
And
We'll
so
find
we'll
out.
pretend like it is.
But I
But like
think that's it.
I'm looking at the list and it's like Don't You Forget About Me. Everybody Wants to Rule the World.
Those
I
are
mean,
amazing
I
songs.
don't know.
What do you mean you don't know? What?
I where's Whitney?
Don't you forget about me? Or that is it. That
And
is
now
like an
that is
anthem.
because it's from
Don't
Breakfast Club,
you forget about
right?
me. And everybody wants to rule the world. Tears for Fears.
I know.
Everybody wants to rule.
I
Madonna,
know this song.
Crazy for You?
I know. I don't know. I guess I just was in a mood when I was looking at this because
Oh my
of
gosh.
all of
Do you
these, I
remember that
was
song?
like,
It's number 7, One Night in Bangkok.
one night in
In
Bangkok.
Bangkok.
Yeah, I do.
And also, oh my gosh, Billy Ocean.
That's the
Suddenly.
one that I was like, oh, I liked that song.
Ew. Oh, I'm embarrassed. I hate Billy Ocean. Always did.
Caribbean Queen.
Awful.
All right,
Awful.
well, take
Wait,
us
no,
on.
wait.
Okay.
Some like it hot. Some like
Some
it
like
hot.
it hot.
Do.
Yep.
Things can only get better. Like
I
this
don't even
list
remember
is
that. 15 things can only get better.
that 15's not supposed to be there. That's something in our editing, but it's the song Things Can Only Get Better.
I don't think I know it.
Every one of these is a beat.
Okay. Well,
Beat.
okay.
Smooth Operator.
Oh no, I like Smooth
Smooth
Operator.
Operator.
I like Sade.
I loved Crazy for You, Madonna. I
I
love
liked
that
that
song.
too. I guess
That's
I
a
just don't
good
like her now.
that's a good slow dance song.
Yeah, it is. It was. I did some slow dancing to that too.
All right.
All
We
right,
can
what
move on,
about
but those are
TV,
great.
sister? I'm dying to hear. No, tell me no.
Well, I'm not going to say anything about the Cosby Show, but Dallas is still a big one. I am trying. Okay. So I'm looking at our TV guide because that is what I like to look at here because if you just look at the top ones, you're going to, as we know, hear the same thing over and over. So here's what I'm seeing. First of all, I am here for the like weeknight. It's like Monday night. Oh no, this is Friday. Friday
Friday
night
night.
movie. We've got on ABC, The Seduction of Joe Tynan. Uh
That
Absolutely.
sounds like something I'd like to watch now.
1000%. CBS, Listen to Your Heart. Absolutely.
But take a look at the NBC movie of the night. Read about what it is.
Okay. The Best Times. But this is at 8 o'clock. So it must have been
It
not.
was more for like, I feel like this was almost like a family after school special, but at
Oh,
night.
it's
Take
like an
a
ABC
read.
after school special. All
Yeah,
right, y'all,
except this is a
get
Friday night at 8 o'clock movie.
everybody get ready for this. And also, can we just keep in mind this the when I tell you this, the audience to which this is geared to was not at home on Friday night at 8 o'clock to watch this. Mia and her friends learn a lesson about their priorities when a thrill seeking teen meets a tragic end as a result of driving while intoxicated.
And it was not a repeat, it was new.
It was new. Do you think the high schoolers that needed to see that were home at 8 o'clock watching that?
I
No,
do not. I
they
do
were not.
not.
Wrong audience. But I have to point out something very important. This is a shout out to my bestie, Kelly McCluskey
Mm-hmm.
on NBC, 9 o'clock slot, the show
I
V.
know it. I knew you were going to say something about that V. Never
That
watched it.
show freaked me
I can
out.
totally see Kelly being into
Oh,
it.
we were both. I mean, that show was
Oh, you were into
freaky.
it also?
Yes, it freaked me out. It was so like,
I have never liked Space
well, I didn't
Odyssey
either, but
type
that was
thing.
almost like a horror movie sort
Yeah,
of.
I would
Like it
not
was
have
really
liked it.
creepy.
Didn't
Also,
V stand for visitor?
oh, I have no idea. I don't remember, but they were like these lizard people. Also PBS, do you know nobody's watching your 9 o'clock Shakespeare plays?
But they probably had the man sitting there with his,
Like, no, thank you. But
yeah.
anyway, that is a highlight to me knowing that V was on, but that is hilarious. The NBC movie. That's definitely like an after school special.
Oh yeah,
Amazing.
I knew that you would love sharing that. Okay, so on
Mhm.
the cover of People magazine, we have Springsteen and his new woman, and the big headline is Who's the Boss Now? The Midnight Marriage of Bruce Springsteen and the starlet who set him on fire. And
Are
it
they still
was
married?
Julianne Phillips. No, I don't think so. I think it was a pretty. You know who she looks like when you just glance at her? She looks like Mindy from Mork and Ork.
That's who I thought it was.
Yeah, no, I don't think it is.
Also, he looks so young in that picture. It's weird.
Yeah,
And she's real pretty.
she is real pretty. I actually recently tried to watch that the guy from the chef, the bear,
Yeah.
Jeremy, he plays
Yeah.
Bruce Springsteen
Yeah. There's a movie. Hmm.
and I think he won an Academy Award or some type of award. Maybe it was People's Choice or Golden Globe. But I just am not a fan of the boss. I couldn't
I
get
know.
into it.
I know. My old
Da, da,
boss,
da, da,
Josh
da.
Jensen, is a huge fan.
Josh, we need to
Shout
have
out to
Josh back
Josh.
on
I
the pod.
know. He was the
He
best.
was so good. Well, you can't say he was the best. He was
I
fantastic.
say the best, though, about a lot of things.
I know, but
And it means
But I
The
don't want any
best.
guests to hear that and think that
They'll
we
be all
didn't
right. They're
think they
fine.
were the best.
They're
Okay.
fine. They're good. They know me. They know what I mean. We're all good. Okay. Let's jump in to our Do You Remember? Because I'm really excited to share mine. Wait,
Okay.
hold
I've
on.
got mine.
Oh, yeah, I remember it. I had such a good one. And I was like, wait, I forgot it. No, I've got it.
Okay. I know I almost forgot mine and I even put a clue. Are you
Go
ready?
ahead.
As simple as can be. The Nestea plunge.
Oh my gosh, the commercial. And then you would do it in the
Oh,
pool.
you would reenact it in the
Hmm.
pool. And when I say you, I do mean me over and over. Take the
Did it
Nestea
hurt when
plunge.
you would
If you
splash?
didn't land just right, it
It
would,
would
but it was
hurt.
such a cool thing. You wanted to do the Nestea
But you
plunge.
did do it in your. See, here's the thing though. The commercial on the Nestea plunge, they did it in their clothes.
Right.
You didn't do that.
No, I didn't. I
Did you
did it
wear?
in my.
Did you hold a glass?
Oh, yeah. You would get something and hold it and reenact it. It was a big deal. Do you not remember doing it? Was that not a thing for you? I figured if you
I
saw
didn't
me
do it.
doing
I
it.
totally remember it. I didn't do
Okay.
it. I've never been one to like wanna. That's just feels like it would hurt, but I totally remember it.
Okay. What did you bring to see if I remember?
This is a special dedication for my husband.
Will he listen? Will he ever hear this dedication?
He better. Um, do you remember waterbeds?
Oh my gosh. Yes. Why are you giving Eric a shout out for that?
Both Eric and his brother had waterbeds.
Oh my gosh. Everybody probably thought they were so rich.
Can you? That's exactly what I said to
Are
him.
you serious?
Yes, I was like, oh my gosh, I must have been rich. Like that's what I used to think.
Me too. If you had a waterbed, you were rich.
And he was like,
Waterbed?
no. He was like, Gammy probably just found him on sale.
Oh my gosh, that is
But
so
here's what's so funny
funny.
about it. I remember him telling me something was had happened with his like with the I don't remember exactly, but with the putting the water in,
Uh-huh.
and he would open the window because they were all, it was a 1-story house, and just pull the water hose through and connect it to his bed to like get the water refilled in
Oh
there.
my gosh, that is hysterical. That
Can
is
you?
so funny. I had a good friend in high school. She was a couple of years older than me, Pam Sutherland. Oh my gosh, I thought she was so beautiful. And she had a water bed. And I can remember staying over there and like sleeping on the water bed and thinking it was the
Well,
coolest.
yeah, and it's so funny because Eric's like, oh, I wanted a waterbed so bad. Like one of his neighbors had one or something, and he wanted one, wanted one, wanted one. He got one, and he hated it. He was
Yeah,
like that
I think I
water would
would
be
have hated
cold.
it.
Like it would be cold when you would lay on it. And he said he hated it. But that's so typical of a like teenager or kid to be like, oh, I want it. And then you get it and it's awful.
But do they even make them anymore?
I
Do
don't
people
know.
sleep on water beds now?
I
Real
don't
fans,
know.
let us
But
know.
it was
Hello
it
at Real
was
Sisters.
a like huge part of the 80s.
Yeah,
Like huge part
it
of the 80s.
was. It
How did you change
absolutely.
the sheets on a waterbed?
I don't know.
I would vomit if I had to sleep on a waterbed.
Yeah. My friend Pam Sutherland, she had a heater in hers. I mean,
Hmm.
Eric didn't like that
No,
cold
he didn't.
water.
Well, he didn't have a heater in his.
Well,
So,
Pam did, and but now the thought of sleeping on a plastic
oh,
hot
I'm
waterbed,
moving every time
oh,
somebody
that would be
moves.
so
Can you imagine
miserable. Oh
being
my gosh.
pregnant?
Oh,
Oh,
no.
awful. So
No, I
that was
can't.
my do you remember?
It was a good one. All
I
right,
knew
well,
you'd like that.
let's move in and talk about the movie. The screenplay, I guess I should say, was written by Andrew Bergman, but
Hmm.
it was based on there's like a whole Fletch novel series, and that was written by Gregory MacDonald.
Well, isn't there a sequel called
There
Fletch
is a
Lives?
sequel, yeah.
I wonder if that maybe that comes from the novels too.
It
I don't know.
does. Yeah. Probably when they were making it, old Andrew Bergman was thinking, if I do good with this one, I'm going to have a whole series. It's going to be like Harry Potter before people imagined Harry Potter. I'm going to do every Fletch book.
Well, that first book, Fletch was actually published in 1974.
So
So
11 years before.
yeah, yeah. I do find, I think it seems, or at least back then, the movies we've talked about related to books, there is like a pretty good time span in between the book and the movie. Before that, I think it's probably a little bit of a process.
Yeah, probably so.
All right. So the movie was directed by Michael Ritchie,
Do we know
and
that name? Has he done anything else? I'm kind of
all
looking
I
right.
think of when I hear Ritchie is that person.
Lionel,
Lionel, or is it Madonna married to like Richie
Guy
something?
Ritchie, and
Guy
he was
Ritchie.
yeah. I wonder if he's kin to him at all.
Could
This
be.
the guy hasn't really done any like he's best known for the Bad New Bears, Fletch, the Golden Child with Eddie Murphy, and the Island. So that's
Who,
why
Michael Ritchie?
uh-huh.
Bad News Bears. What is, you said something else.
The Golden Child with Eddie Murphy
Oh, okay.
and Fletch, which we're doing now.
Yeah. Okay. Um, and the main stars of the movie, of course, Chevy Chase.
Ah,
He was so funny. Well, we already talked about it. He was so
he
funny.
was Fletch. And then we had Dana Wheeler-Nicholson. She was Gail Stanwyck, and she was so familiar to me. And so, of course, you know this because we just did it, but Amanda and I were like trying to figure out who she is. And she's been on several things. She was on, what did we say, Amanda? Grey's Anatomy,
Seinfeld and
Seinfeld. She's been on several things. So she's, I guess, more of a character actress, but I thought she was so pretty in this movie.
I was just about to say,
She was so
I
pretty.
thought she was so like naturally so
Yeah.
pretty.
Yeah.
Really pretty. Tim Matheson is Alan Stanwyck, and Tim Matheson, to me, when I see him, all I can think of is like Lifetime movies
Me too.
or like primetime, like the primetime movies.
And
Like,
Chris Washam walked through when I was watching it. We were going to watch it together, but I had to get it watched, and we were both doing other things, so I was unpacking while I was watching it. But he said Animal House, so that's what Chris thinks of when he
oh,
sees it
that's
because he was on
funny.
Animal House.
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh, my husband will be so happy we do that. But also, you know what else I think of when I think of Tim Matheson, and he may not be in a single one of these movies, but for whatever reason, he's in my brain. Like how they would make the Danielle Steele novels into movies.
yep,
I feel like he was in those.
he could totally be. It's probably because he's been in Lifetime movies.
Yeah, true.
But then we had Joe Don Baker as
No, Dawn.
Chief Carlin,
Okay.
and he was walking tall. Have you ever
Yes.
heard of that movie?
Yeah.
Aunt Sis and Uncle Hartwell. For some reason, I can't think about that movie without thinking about them. It's like there was a
Yeah.
backstory, like Uncle Hartwell had known the real guy who was walking
Uh-huh.
tall. Uncle
You're
Hartwell
just
at
not
one
really
time
sure
was in law enforcement. And it's interesting because he's in law enforcement in this as well. So I
as
don't know
well.
exactly what happened, but there was something about walking tall and our Aunt Sis and Uncle Hartwell.
And then we've got Richard Libertini as Frank Walker.
And then you know who doesn't get high billing who was in here was
Yes.
Gina Davis.
Ooh, and she was adorable.
She was adorable. And I can remember, I even thought at this time when I first started watching it, like, is there going to be a love interest
Yeah.
there?
They have a cute relationship.
They do. They're good friends. They're cute. And yeah, but I mean, she's gone on to do so many amazing things. I wonder,
Wow.
I'm trying to make my screen where I can see if this was one of her
When she popped
first
up in the
movies.
movie on the credits, I was like, oh my gosh, Gina Davis. She was precious.
She was precious. And as I'm scrolling and looking, um, hmm, it's really weird. This IMDb is, it's only showing
Well,
her as previous in 9 films and starting in 1994. Somebody needs to redo
weird.
Gina Davis's page.
Real fans get on it. The runtime was amazing at 1 hour and 38 minutes.
Rated PG.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
And go ahead.
well, I was just going to say that was our sweet spot, and I know I'm kind of giving it away, but it needed to not be longer than that.
Oh yeah, it was perfect.
For
Perfect
sure. Yeah.
timing.
It brought in about 59 million worldwide and was made on a budget of 8 million. So they got some ROI there.
And you definitely contributed to that if you went a
I
couple
did.
of
I
times.
did go. And I probably told people to go see it because I loved
Because we
things that were
love to tell people,
funny.
yeah. Hmm.
Oh my gosh. And then I love to take somebody to something I think is funny and like watch them and laugh like before they laugh. But then you get your feelings kind of hurt, even though
Isn't
you have
it?
nothing to do with the movie if they don't laugh at something that you think is really funny,
It's
right?
always a little bit stressful to do that. Like a
Yeah.
little bit stressful because you don't know. Like you're like, are they gonna like it and think it's funny?
Remember, I have two memories of you that I know like you were mad about. You told us to go see Out of Africa, not because it
No,
was
not I didn't tell
funny.
not out of Africa. I didn't
You
even
did tell us to go. Oh, well, maybe you didn't tell us, but
that was
Boomerang.
Tracy that or somebody else told y'all to. I
Well,
was too
Mom and
little.
Tracy and I went. That's
It was
right. But
not
it was
me. I've
not
never
good. But
even
we had
seen
heard
out of
and just said,
Africa.
don't go see it. Although I love Meryl Streep. But the Boomerang, remember you wanted everybody to rent it and watch it, and nobody thought it was funny.
I still to this day think it's hysterical.
I might would have to rewatch it. I think I just thought there were some inappropriate things and I was
There
watching it in front of
was. I'm
Mom.
like, calm down, y'all. Like it's funny. But yes, I remember that. And also a couple of others that I've been to it been where you acted inappropriately in the movie.
Well, you make no just by visiting. You when you say that, people might think I'm doing something lewd or something.
Well,
No.
causing a ruckus. Like, watch the
The
movie,
people
girl.
behind me caused a ruckus. Tracy and I were talking in love actually in the credits coming on. That was the only ruckus we had, and we hadn't seen each other in a long time.
I love it. I love it.
What about awards, sister?
But they didn't receive any major Academy Award nominations, but it did become a really big commercial success and it developed a strong cult following, which is why Chris Washam made me watch it. That's like a total Chris Washam move.
Uh-huh.
It later spawned, just like I said, the sequel Fletch Lips.
Yeah, not as it wasn't bringing people out to see it, but I was excited to see it. All right, real fans, put on your best disguise. It's time to go undercover with Fletch.
This is a no, this is I feel like this is like the third time in a row where was totally like I really loved this. This was really funny to me and I was totally engaged. But there was a lot of confusion and it was a little bit hard for me to keep up with the storytelling, but I still thought it was really funny. So you
I
may have
agree. I agree. I don't think it doesn't flow well. You don't really understand what's happening from one time to the next. I still like
it's
there's
just
definitely
funny.
holes, but honestly, I think I could sit and watch Chevy Chase
Totally.
do his thing and not have any idea about what happens before it or after it in the storyline,
Because
but
he's
just
just funny in the
enjoy
moment.
his performance. Yes.
100%.
He there was a on Sunday mornings when we're getting ready to go to church, we always watch CBS The Morning Show.
Hmm.
And they did a thing on him not long ago. He is really aged. But he a lot of these movies that he was doing, he was really, really high on drugs. Like I don't, and I was trying to watch him in this
That's so
movie.
funny because I was literally watching it being like thinking he was one that wasn't into
No, he
drugs.
was very into cocaine, and yeah, he really really struggled. It was interesting to hear him tell about it. Like he sometimes wouldn't even remember like being on a set.
Oh my
I
gosh.
know.
Well, he must have been using some downers in this because he wasn't nearly as like
Yeah.
hyped.
And I haven't seen him act since I saw that a few weeks ago. So I was really hyper aware, which is maybe why I thought it might have felt laid back for me, but then you said
No,
it
he
felt
was
laid
much
back
more
to you.
calm. He was much more calm. Okay, so we start off where he is posing as like a beach junkie. And right away, I'm not sure what's going on, but I know I was like, I'm not sure. I'm a little bit confused.
I was actually, when I was watching the beginning, I was trying to remember, was he a cop? Like, I couldn't remember.
Totally. That's what I was trying. I was like, but just to let y'all know, he's a journalist.
Right.
And he's trying to break a big story. And I'll just go ahead and say this so I don't like get lost in all the things happening. He's trying to break a big story, and he thinks that there are dirty cops involved with selling drugs on the beach.
Yeah.
And so he's trying to break that story. That's what he's doing on the beach. So while he's on the beach, he gets approached by a wealthy executive named Alan Stanwyck. And
that was played by Tim Matheson.
Yes. And he has beautiful eyes, by the way. He actually talks Fletch into coming to his house. So he goes to his house, fancy.
He gives him $1,000 to come talk.
He does. You're right. That's what it was, $1,000.
It was so funny because you could tell Fletch was like, this is like, you're going to talk. And he's like, am I going to have to dress up like Little Bo Peep? And the guy's like, this is nothing of a sexual nature.
Right. Yeah. So it's like, okay. So he lives, up in the hills in this fancy house, and he basically sits Fletch down and asks him if he will come back in a few days or a week or whatever and kill him.
Yes.
And he has this perfect plan laid out so that Fletch would be able to kill him, get away, and take the $50,000 that he's left for him and run away. Now, keep in mind, Alan thinks that Fletch is a beach junkie. Because he is watching him. He's looking for
he's looking for somebody to off him.
Yeah, like a homeless person or like a hobo to do this so they can just disappear.
Yeah.
And nobody would be looking for them. And so he thinks Fletch is one of these people.
Little does he know.
Mm-hmm. And so he ends up agreeing to it, but he immediately is like, we see him agree to it, and then he's thinking, I'm going to investigate this and find out what's going on, because this guy,
he knows there's a story there.
Right. He's like, this isn't right. So he starts off, one of the first things he does to investigate is because what Stanwyck has told him is that he has cancer, and he is a bone cancer. He's for sure going to die, and it's going to be awful.
Yeah.
So he goes undercover as Dr. Rosen or Rosen.
Dr. Rosenropero. Like, I love how he does names. And I do want to say something about the scene as we talk through it, because this scene of all the scenes was the most well received when they put the movie out to be reviewed before they released it. And so they actually extended what they had in the scene because the audience was so receptive.
Thought it was so funny.
Yeah.
Well, he goes undercover as a doctor so that he can investigate the medical records to find out if this guy really has cancer. And all of these shenanigans happen. He passes out.
I knew you were going to say the word shenanigans.
Well, it is.
Because there's no other words you could use.
Yeah. He passes out it was an autopsy. He was just walking the hall, and all of a sudden this guy's like, Doc, come in here. I need your help.
And grab the spleen.
Yes. And he ends up passing out because he's
doctor says, the doctor says, you never quite get used to the smell, do you? And next thing
you can see him like getting woozy. Next thing you know, he hits the ground. But yeah.
Wait, before he's actually in the hospital as a medical professional, he goes to the doctor and tries to pretend like that he saw that aren't you the doctor for Alan Stanwyck? I saw him the other day
at the club.
Yeah, he looked a little speaking because he's trying to find out if Alan is telling the truth about having this horrible, deadly disease that he was diagnosed with. And the doctor is just so funny. And he's like, it was just, it's just a
Well, yeah,
hysterical.
because he's like, "Oh, I've never seen you at the club," and he was like anyway,
And
it's a
then
whole.
again, he does the name thing. Well, what's your name? And he like is like
He's like,
Ted
"Huh?"
Kamanasana. And it's like I would recognize that name. I'm on the board. Well, I'm friends with the Underhills.
He does the thing that actually my husband does a lot, where when he gets asked a question, he's like, he'll like ask the question, he'll say, what's your name? And huh? What? like he didn't hear the question and have to ask again.
I'll have to remember that.
Eric does that all the time. Okay, so he does find out that Stanwyck does not have cancer of any kind. He is healthy as a horse.
Yeah, but now he's got to figure out why.
Right. Yeah. And he's kind of in this now, he's kind of like caught up in this and he's sort of abandoning the like junkie story. And so that's another plot line that's like in the background that the
Yeah.
journal at his job, they're like, his boss is like, we got to get the story. We got to get the story. And I kept one of my points of confusion, sister, was that the boss kept being like, I need your we're running the story tomorrow, and but like day after day after day he kept saying that, and I'm like, is this one long day? Like, I'm so confused because he kept telling him like,
No, I think he just kept extending the deadline.
okay, that makes more sense, because I was like, wait, wasn't he supposed to run the story
But
already?
here's the thing, when you're doing something like that, you wouldn't be able to predict when the story was going to break. So it
Mm,
is always going to be we're running the story tomorrow because
true.
how could he know when he was going to find those dirty cops?
True, that's true. So he goes to, because he knows now that the Stanwicks are members of the country club.
Yeah,
So
he's now got to go check out the wife.
yes, he goes to meet the wife, which he does, and he tells the wife that he was at their wedding, and
I haven't seen you since the wedding.
she's
She's like, I'm sorry, I don't remember coming to your wedding.
and he was
Your
like, no,
wedding.
yours.
Yours.
It was great. And she's playing tennis, and they kind of, chit chat, get to know each other a little bit. Nothing major happens here. He just kind of like meets the wife and checking out that situation. And while he's there, he's approached by a worker at the club and is like basically kind of questioning him about who he knows that he's not a member. And so he tells him that he's with the Underhills, and
Because he heard them checking
yeah,
out
yeah,
before.
he
Yeah.
heard their name. And so he of course orders some food and just says put it on the Underhills, and that's who he's with as a
And the
guest.
guy said, well, they already left. And he said, yeah, I know. I go ahead and we'll just put it on their tab. Now, the next part is when I began getting a little confused.
Oh,
When they
I
have
would
to
not, I wasn't
fly
even talk about
out
this.
to
Yeah, this is so,
Utah, and I guess it's his parents he goes to see. Like he is really digging in deep in
well,
a
what,
short
yes, he
time
goes
For Alan.
because there's something about there, he's bought land out there, and um his wife and the wife that Fletch met um thinks, and we find this out later, thinks that that land is like a whole different thing than what it is. In
Right?
actuality, his parents live out there, Stanwyck's parents, and his other wife
Yeah.
live out there, which he uncovers through this visit to Utah.
Yeah.
Um,
Can I say that even the whole movie, like I never steal, and I probably should say this to the end, but I'm just going to go ahead and put it out there and be transparent. I really never understood why Alan wanted him to kill him, if I'm being honest. So I'm just going to go ahead and say that because maybe you can lead me right along with our real fans. Because
you're
I
right.
never
Why
really,
did he?
I never understood it. Who is that going to benefit? Unless he was going to have
Oh, I
somebody
know
else.
why.
Why?
Yeah, I know why. Okay, let me just tell
All
you
right. Well,
this.
let's just keep going through
Okay,
and
I'll
then
tell
you'll
you at
get
the
there.
end because I do know
Okay.
why. I do
Okay.
know why.
And I
Okay.
may go like, oh yeah, I remember now,
Yeah,
but
yeah, yeah.
I got lost. I got lost.
Yep, you'll remember. So when Fletch comes back from his Utah trip, he goes back to his apartment. And also, by the way, why did he keep having to go into his apartment the back way? Like up the fire
Only
escape.
thing I could guess is that he owed money for rent. And he was like not walking by the supers who was going in the
I
back.
don't think that was it. I think there was something else, but I don't know why. I don't know why he always went up the fire escape. So anyway, he gets into his apartment and he's immediately like tackled down by police and they plant heroin on him.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm so confused at this point because I'm like, why are they doing this?
Yeah.
And they end up taking him to the chief, and the chief wants to sit down and have a conversation with them. And long story short, the chief knows that he is trying to do the drug bust out on the
Yeah.
beach.
He's an undercover guy trying to bust his
And the
guys
chief doesn't want him messing up his
because the chief's dirty, I think. Yeah.
yeah, he is.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
So he's the chief is the one who takes him to the jail cell and is like, I'm gonna shoot you unless you tell me whatever, whatever, and I'll just play it like it was self-defense. And that's when he starts singing Swing
Swing
Low,
low,
Sweet
swing
Chariot.
chariot.
Yes. Um, but he ends up not shooting him because Fletch is like, oh, I know what it is. He's like, I'm going to shoot you if you don't if you don't stop this story and get off my beach. And Fletch is like, okay, man, cool. I'll stop. It's not worth losing my life over. So, um, he ends up having to run from the cops. Soon after this because
Uh-huh.
they're trying to take him down again. And this is the part where he's trying to dodge police and it is a really long chase that I don't
A
love.
really long car chase. I
But what
hate car chases.
I do too, but what was really funny is when he ends up in the Legionnaires event with all the people. You remember where they're all at their seats at the
Oh, of course I
tables at
remember.
the
Yeah.
event, and he ends up realizing like the only way I'm going to get away is if because he starts seeing the cops coming in. He's playing it off like he's a waiter, and then he ends up this reminded me of something from Christmas Vacation. He ends up having them all like stand for the national anthem.
Oh, I loved that part. It was so funny.
Yeah, and
And
he's like,
greet the cops.
yes. Yes, while they're here, there's our men and our men on duty are here. We need to show our respect and appreciation. Tell them hi, reach out, give them a hug. So while all that's going on, he runs away and gets away, which was fantastic.
That kid in that car,
Yes.
he was so familiar to me.
Me too. He kind of had like a blonde Tom Cruise look or something.
I'm going in to see if because he's not listed, but I was trying to see if I could dig. Mm-mm. He's uncredited, but
He's cute. He's very 80s boy, like
yeah,
teenager boy looking.
I believe he went on to be, if we
I
knew
think he's
his
been in
name,
something. Yeah.
I think we
Well,
could.
I have to say, he goes back to the club to talk to Stanwyck's wife. He wants to get a little more. He wants to tell her about what he found out in Provo. And so he ends up having a little rendezvous with her in her cabana
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
and tells her the deets, like gives her the lowdown.
Yeah.
And she's really taken with him, I think. Like she's really into it.
I know.
But she's really mad, that her husband obviously has been lying to her and
Has another wife.
another wife. And what the thing is she thought that the land in Utah, first of all, she thought he had not been seeing his parents in years. And the land in Utah that he bought, he was going to like build some big ranch for them or something. And now she's finding all this out. He tells her, he told me he was dying. He wanted me to kill him, blah, blah, blah. So there's all this realization that this is probably not a safe, good situation. So he's like,
Right.
so he's, sweeping and he's like, honey, just give me 24 hours. We're going to figure it out. And he continues to go through like, he's kind of, like I said, he's back and forth with the newspaper because he's trying to convince them like, I have another story I'm cooking on.
Yeah.
So he's still working on all of that. And then they make a plan, Fletch and Gail, like behind the scenes. We don't know
Right.
that they're going to confront him because it's time for the night of the murder.
Yeah.
And he goes for the confrontation at the
Okay,
mansion.
pause. Before we kind of round this out, I have to say, because there is so much happening in this movie that there were so many like characters.
Oh,
so
yeah,
to
he plays like
speak, that
so
he
many different
played.
characters.
And I just want to do a shout out for that. Like from the guy, the mechanic looking at the airplane.
The airplane.
I mean, there's
Oh
so
my gosh.
many
That
great
wig.
shticks he
He looks like
does.
Ted Danson.
Oh my gosh.
No,
it's
not
so-
Ted Danson. Yeah, Ted Danson. He looks like Ted Danson in
Yeah.
that to me.
So I just wanted to, as we're wrapping up, to throw
That's
that
a
out
really
there
good
because
point.
it jumps around so much. There's just no way to walk through
No.
and keep it make sense for all that. But there were so many like great little characters that he
He
would just
plays throughout the
play. Yeah.
whole thing.
Yeah.
It's incredible. He's so talented. But yeah, so they get to this final confrontation and he looks up and Stanwyck is there sitting on the ledge with a gun himself. So let me explain it to you, sister. What was really supposed to happen here, the wife, Gail, she
Yeah.
was the one with the money. She was the one with the bucks.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
So what he wanted to happen was this person to come in, this
This
robber,
vagrant, yeah.
and set it up to look like a robbery. But what was going to happen is Stanwyck was actually not going to die. He was going to be the one to get away with all the money, but people would think, oh, you're the one. People were going to think he had gotten killed and he was going to run away with his wife, the one in
Yeah,
Utah.
you're right. You're exactly right.
He was trying to escape and
But
take his wife's money.
but what actually happens?
But what actually happens is
It's all uncovered, right?
yeah, I was going to say they kill him, but they don't. Actually the chief comes in
Yeah.
and shoots him. Um
And again, I was kind of lost during exactly what happened. Like
well,
something happened about throwing the match and the gas from like
That's
I don't know. There was so much shenanigans. I was just like, but I do love the way it ended.
yeah, so he did try to like take him. Fletch did try to take Stanwyck down, and a gun got lost. There was a shot fired, but the chief is the one who ends up walking in and actually shooting Stanwyck, and he's actually, I don't think he dies. I think Gail, remember, goes back and hits him with a tennis racket.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, yeah.
To like knock him out. But yeah, that's because remember when she said that Fletch and Stanwyck, Gail said that they have a similar build. He was going to use Fletch's body and they was going to set the car on fire. And so people would think, oh, that was him in his car, but really it was going to be Fletch.
Yes. It's
He was
all
staging the
coming
whole
to
thing.
me.
Yeah, remember he had the gas cans and all that?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. So it ends up with Fletch and Gail on their escape to Rio de Janeiro. And
My baby comes to me, I go to Rio.
he
They're
he
walking off
reveals,
into the sunset.
yes, and he reveals to her that he put the whole vacation on the Underhill's credit account.
Always to the end. It's so fun.
Yes. So they end up walking the beach of Rio, and we didn't say
And he
anything.
did get a huge article
He
posted
did.
in the paper, and
He got his. That's what I was going to say. I didn't even get into the relationship with Gina Davis, but Gina Davis was his like journalism right hand man, and
right.
she was the one helping him through all of his, I'll say it again, shenanigans from the home base of the newspaper.
Yeah.
And so she was really precious.
All right. So what do you think? Does it measure up?
Oh, it did for me for sure. Even with all the like I can't even explain this movie, what happened. It was so funny to me.
Yeah. It was hysterical. I would say it measures up just because I enjoyed laughing like out loud.
Tim just being so dang silly.
And just me, I literally was in here by myself and I was just laughing. And
just cracking
that's
up.
always good. Laughter always stands the test of time.
That's right, girl.
Well, as we wrap up, we do want to say that we're going to be on spring break next week. And so we'll be back after that with our next movie. So, sister, you want to kick us off with the clues?
I will. Do you have your string bikini ready for spring break?
Yeah, it's not just a string bikini, it's a thong.
Well, yeah. I mean, if it's a string bikini, yeah. All right. Clue number 1. The wilderness has never looked this polished.
Clue number 2. In this movie, cookie sales meet couture.
And clue number 3, and before I say this, I do want to say I have had multiple people ask me when we were doing this. So,
okay.
We will have campfires, but with catered snacks. And that's my kind of camping.
That is my kind of camping, too. I think they call it glamping. Well, all right, real fans, we hope you'll join us back here, not next week, but the next, for another rewind.
That's right. And in the meantime, go watch an 80s movie. Maybe go watch Fletch. You will laugh. I promise you. And if you haven't already, please follow, rate, and review the podcast so more people can find the show.
And we'll send you a Real Sister sticker.
Bye.
Bye.
Love you.
Love you, sister. Bye, real fans.